With the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The roll call will show that all council members are present this evening. We'll move to the consent agenda, which includes approval of minutes of the May 26, meeting, approval of bills and claims, licenses and permits for cigarette permits, and appointments to committees, commissions, and boards. Any questions? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
By Kyle. And second?
Second.
Sorry. And, well, good. By Kyle, and roll call, please.
Seaman?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Coster?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes.
Dirk?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
All right, are there any oral requests and communications from the audience regarding anything that is not on the current agenda? All right, seeing nothing, we'll move on to ordinances, and the first one is water rates. And Randy.
Thank you, Mayor. The 25 water rate review included a recommendation for a series of annual water rate increases. In fact, the 26 increase took effect July 1st, and it was 7.5%. The next 4 years are currently projected at 4.5% per year. So we prepared an ordinance that increases the water rates by 4.5%. Unless there are any questions, I'd recommend your approval of the first reading of the ordinance.
I have a question, Randy. I'm assuming that when you guys went through this last year, and I was probably here actually, but is this, are these increases designed to save some money for a project that's upcoming or some kind of a maintenance deal, or is it because of the cost of the operation, or what caused the need for the increase?
Sure. The primary driver is the Northwest Pressure Zone project.
Okay.
That required a rate increase to support the bond issue payment.
Okay.
Then also programmed into it are two other capital projects, one water main project and one a storage building at the water treatment plant facility. Other than that, that's pretty much the justification for this rate increase.
So when we originally went over this, we were talking about once all is said and done and the pricing starts coming in, we were going to maybe readjust it to see if it didn't have to stay at that 4%.
Right.
Are we still tracking that?
Yes, actually, the pricing since the last time the rate was increased, you've received bids for the project. Those bids came in pretty close to what was projected, and we will be updating that. But the other portion of that is the bond. The bond need actually went up just under $100,000, and that is currently in progress for heading to issuance. So at that time, we'll know the true interest cost of the bond and can update a little bit closer. There are preliminary projections put the interest rate at 5% for the first 10 years and 4% for the second 10 years. But of course, whatever the bond sells for will determine what the true interest cost is.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? All right, look for a motion to approve.
So moved.
And by Jason
Second.
and Jeff seconded. Roll call, please.
I'm assuming this is for the
First reading.
First reading
Yeah.
only,
Okay,
sorry.
just wanted to clarify, yep. Coster?
Yes.
Dirks?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
All right, move on to resolutions. The first one is wastewater treatment plant digestion and VLR air piping improvements. Randy?
Thank you, Mayor. As a result of the time extension granted for the wastewater digester and VLR project, we do need some additional time in our engineering services contract for resident project inspection. We've prepared an agreement amendment that includes that time The compensation for that is $15,000. With that amendment at $15,000 would bring the total engineering agreement up to $460,000. So unless there are any questions, I'd recommend your approval of the amendment for the digester project at their price of $15,000.
Questions from anyone? Look for a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
By Jeff
Second.
and Carolyn seconded. Roll call.
Howard,
Yes.
Seaman,
Yes.
Atherton.
Yes.
Dirk,
Yes.
Coster,
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Resolution's approved.
Thank you, and next one is policy change job description for the police administrative assistant. And Brad?
Thank you, Mayor. What I'm bringing to you guys tonight is a policy change to add some verbiage into our standard policy for the administrative assistant so that we can show the certification requirements that's needed for the position. This is different than most administrative assistant positions in the city, and the requirements are the Iowa NCIC and the NIBR certifications. What those are the NCIC system is pretty much everything from backgrounds to driver's licenses to vehicle registrations, all those private informations. And the NIBRs is our annual data that we have to provide to the FBI. We provide to the state, and they provide to the FBI, but it's a certification that she has to go through annually to be able to get that information to them, and then we get audited on it every year also. But anyway, this is the change that I'd like to see for our administrative assistant job description. With that, you'll also see in our next item on the agenda is that we do have our resolution for our salaries, and there is a small increase to the administrative assistant for the police to differentiate that from the other administrative assistant positions across the city. The main requirement is because of the certification requirements that she has and the confidential information. Also, some of the items that she sees through our evidence collection is pretty traumatic to that position compared to other ones across the city. So we want to see a little bit of an increase to differentiate those two positions.
Brad, is it still the case? I know I retired 11 years ago today, I just realized, but I had a discussion with her back then about the amount of work that she has and whether we shouldn't look at adding a half-time person. Because like when she's gone, even for a day or a week for a vacation, very little of her work gets done. She has to come back and basically make all of that up. At the time, she said, oh, no, don't worry about it. I like being busy and I'll suffer through. But at the time, I had done some research with other departments our size, give or take. Almost all of them had at least two in the office, or one and 2 or 3 or 4 part-timers. Do you have any idea what things are like today, or?
I did when I brought this about maybe back in April, March. That's been longer than that probably now. I did reach out to all of our comparison cities to see. Most of them are 2. Some have 3. So right now, though, we think we're making it work with 1. And you're right, on our days off, it's usually myself or the captain who kind of pick up the slack, and we can typically keep up with what we need to. And then that position just gets a little bit of overload when she's back from vacations or sick days, whatever it could be. So as of right now, we're not recommending any changes to add an additional staff for this position.
Okay.
Do we also reimburse her for those classes?
Yes, and most of them are done through, we had gotten a grant to take care of our NIBR certification when that requirement came out a few years back. And so that's all taken care of. And then a lot of the stuff she can do from the office here to get her certifications up to date. They do Zoom calls and everything else for those. So it's worked out pretty well. But yeah, she would get, if she has to travel, she does get reimbursed.
And that certification allows her access to the Iowa system, NCI system, NIBRs.
Correct, yep.
And is that a requirement for the entry for the UCR reporting and all of that?
It is, and that's the NIBRs is the UCR reporting is what it's changed to now. So that is a requirement. Also, she has to run criminal histories for the county attorney's office when we provide reports to them, and there's a lot of background information that she needs to collect through this position. So driver certifications and things too. So there's quite a bit of things that she needs to have that certification for. So we would like to see that as a mandate, which we've had no problem keeping it that way. But as we look towards the future and have to backfill at retirements and things, we'll want to make sure those are in place.
No other questions?
I would move approval of the revised job description for that position.
Second.
Jeff and Jason seconded. Roll call, please.
Taylor?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Seaman?
yes,
Dirks?
Yes.
Coster?
yes,
Atherton?
Yes.
Resolution is approved.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to the fiscal year 26-27 salary resolution. And Aaron.
Thank you, Mayor. As you have before you is the annual resolution for our salaries. We've added the union contracts from both the police and the public works contracts. We've also added our non-union employees at 3%, just like past practice with the public works union. We also made some steps to ensure that the steps in between for the police command staff were maintained as they are, as a higher percentage of the patrol officers get higher percentages. We tried to maintain those percentages between the command staff. So I would recommend that with some discussion or any questions, approval of the salary resolution.
Are we still utilizing the salary study that was done in 2022, 23, that great big one that kind of, are we fairly confident that we're staying competitive with the market depending on the divisions? Or Randy, do you guys know how you guys are doing compared to either locally or with other cities or?
We have not checked for some time.
Okay. Brad, are you seeing, I know the market is bad. Is that a salary thing or is that something else?
I think it's something else, but we just had our union renewal for the last 2 years, and discussing with our labor attorney at that time, he thought we were pretty competitive. So, and I don't know what the market looks like across the state, but he thought we were pretty competitive.
I think
and he
that
would see
study
quite a
that we
few.
did, that adjustment that we made at that time got us a lot closer. Yeah, okay.
With the salaries over the last couple of years, I would say that we've been very competitive. So as we were fairly competitive with that wage study, we haven't lost any ground with that.
I know a lot of the cities that I've worked at, the salaries have gone up incrementally, but they've been making adjustments in insurance and things like that, which, do we still pay 20%, or the employees pay 20%? Because I've talked to some where they've gone down, but I think if we're competitive across the board, we're,
Do we have a retention problem or a new hire problem?
Depends on what position you're looking for. We had a good amount of applicants for the open public administration or administrative assistant here in the office. We struggle with police officers to an extent. Fire department is full at this point. Library, you're full, but
We're all new, all of the full-time people
Yeah.
are new since I've been hired, except for Green.
So I'd say if we don't have a retention problem or a hiring problem, then we're probably pretty competitive. Normally, it's indicated on, when you look at salaries, if you have a retention problem, people are leaving and moving to bigger cities.
Yeah.
Police officers probably are more inclined to move to a bigger city, not so much for the pay as maybe the call volume. I would
younger
assume
officers, yeah.
a younger officer would probably want to leave for the call volume, as Linda fell down again. Like, like you're a young cop that wants to take down bad guys. I assume that's where our retention on police officers go. But as a whole, I think we do a very good job at the city as far as retention and acquiring new. So, I mean,
There is a big difference between the major cities than us.
it's about $20,000.
The pay
About
is
20,000.
Yeah, the pay is quite a big gap.
Yeah.
But I think if you look in comparables to our size, we're competitive.
That's
yeah,
study
that's,
showed.
yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever be able to keep up with the metro, the Des Moines Metro.
No,
Yeah, I'm not saying a police officer in Miami is going to be the same as a police officer in Carroll, nor should they be,
Yeah.
I assume. But like, I think that's why
Are we
these
losing to
kids
Des
leave.
Moines?
Yeah.
I think they're struggling down there too. When I did a search for one of the suburbs a few years ago, they were losing a lot to West Des Moines and Ankeny, because at that time their patrol officers topped out at 103,000 2.5 years ago. And these guys were in the mid-90s at the time, and even for that $5,000 to $10,000 jump, they were losing people to just next door.
Yeah.
I think our residency has helped a little bit, hasn't it, Brad, by opening that up?
It has, and we've, when we've been recruiting, we've tried to get people who are from the area to make
Right.
them want to come back or stay in the area, and that's worked out for us pretty well. We've had some retirements, which is what we're down for again now this year, so.
Yeah.
Can you give us an update on our new hire, that young lady?
Her academy got pushed back till August, so she will hopefully be attending August 31st is the plan right now. And then we're having an opening right now. We had an officer he was with us for 5 years, but he's at retirement age. He retired and moved out of state, so we're backfilling his spot right now too. So we do have an opening that will hopefully get filled. We test next Friday, so we'll hopefully.
Did you have a
get
good number of
that.
applicants for that?
Right now I have 9
Oh, really?
applicants. So I mean,
It's more than usual.
it's not a great number, but it's our average. It's what it seems to be for the last 5 years,
Will they show up?
or pass the testing.
Okay.
That's the question.
Jeff, which way are people migrating in Des Moines? I'm just curious. Are they going up to
They're going
taking
to
the $5,000 to go into Des Moines?
West Des Moines and Ankeny are the draws. As a matter of fact, Iowa City.
Lower.
No, West Des
They're
Moines,
higher.
they might be a little lower than Des Moines, I'm not sure. But I know in the past, Iowa City was kind of the highest paid in the state. Iowa City has lost officers to West Des Moines. And part of it, I think Jason hit it on the head, part of it is the type of calls, the call volume, and then the off-duty things. There's a little bit, I guess in Iowa City, you can go to football games and that kind of stuff, but in the Des Moines area, you've got maybe a broader range of extracurricular activities when you're not working.
For example, I met a guy on the Mississippi River that was in the Coast Guard a couple years ago, and I said, "Man, I bet you thought you were going to be chasing down drug boats in the Caribbean." He said, "Yeah," and I said, "Look at you now. Now you're dropping buoys in the Mississippi." He put his head down and goes, "Yep." I mean, you know what I mean?
Sure.
It is what it is. Different call volumes, which we don't want these call volumes, and so I mean,
Yeah, we're lucky.
it's a good problem to have. I don't think it's money that's going to do it.
No, I think we're good.
All right, if there's no more discussion, look for an approval of the resolution.
So move.
Yes, all right.
Second.
Jason, Jeff seconded. Roll call, please.
Coster,
Yes.
Dirks.
Yes.
Atherton.
Yes.
Seaman,
Yes.
Bauer.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Resolution approved.
Moving on to reports, we'll go to motor grader replacement, and I bet that's Randy.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Following your motion to postpone the discussion on the motor grader replacement, we contacted some local independent mechanics to see if we could get a better price on repair of the motor grader that you currently own. We did contact 5 different either individuals or companies, and I've listed them in your memorandum. We really didn't get anyone that wanted to work on the motor grader. Basically, that was the bottom line. So that's where that's at. I have attached again the motor grader replacement tabulation of costs and added 2 additional. There are 2 new John Deere motor graders. The only difference between those and the ones formerly listed is these add an extended warranty, which is actually the John Deere motor grader warranty is a 5-year, 2,000-hour drivetrain and hydraulics is the standard warranty. This addition for $3,000 includes the entire machine for 5 years, or, 2 years or 5,000 hours.
Is it which
No,
quicker?
vice versa.
Imagine.
5 years or 2,000
I assume
hours.
it's whatever's quicker.
Pardon me?
It's whatever's quicker.
If you got to 2,000 hours before 5 years was up.
Yeah, it's whatever
That would be,
occurs first.
200 hours a year. So I mean, that warranty is somewhat obsolete, I guess.
Yeah.
Randy, what's the difference between the 2 new John Deere models, the GMP? There's a slight price difference. What's the difference in?
Okay, the P model is a joystick type of operation where the entire motor grader's operated by joysticks.
Okay.
It does have an auxiliary steering wheel for use in emergencies, not recommended to be used all the time. The G model is like the older motor graders, has a steering wheel, and it also has what's called an antler rack, or it's got valve operators for all the functions on the motor grader.
So Randy, your current model has a steering wheel.
the operators of this, what do they feel most comfortable using? One with joysticks or one with the steering wheel?
They would prefer to go to joysticks.
So Randy, what is your suggestion? Keeping in mind I'm buying you a drink and you don't order Louis the 13th on the top shelf. Okay, what is your thought process on, now that this old one can't get worked on, it's broken, what is the path that you would like to see us take or suggest us to take?
Okay. Well, the recommendation of 2 weeks ago was to purchase the used 670G, and it's got approximately 4,000 hours on it. There was an extended warranty purchased for that. And that warranty has remaining on it approximately 1 year or 1,000 hours warranty on it. That's the used piece of equipment, $203,000.
So 1 year for us.
Yeah.
So we won't use it for that.
Yeah. And so that recommendation was made based on, I guess, our use, which is pretty low, 200 hours a year approximately. And the cost, obviously, was somewhat different than the 300 plus for a new unit.
So Randy, I stopped down there and talked with the guys at the maintenance garage to get a feel how much they're using this, what they're using it on. It sounds like obviously mostly gravel is, and then the downtown district. With the mild winters we've had in the last couple of years, it hasn't had as much use. But in the wintertime, that's what they're using to do the snow on all the alleys. Is that my understanding?
They do use it in the alleys. We use V-plows in the alleys. And we've got a couple other units that can mount V-plows. We have V-plows for them, but they do use it for that. A lot of the hours are downtown. It's used to windrow the snow downtown before it's picked up with the blower.
So just to be clear, your suggestion is still get this used one?
Yes.
Okay.
What was the warranty on the used one?
There's
1
1 year or
1,000 hours.
1,000 hours.
What's the warranty on a brand new one?
On a brand new one, it's 5 years or 2,000 hours. And then if you buy the extended warranty for another $3,000, it's 5 years for the whole machine. Excuse me.
And what was the cost on the used one? I can't. It's so small.
203.
203.
203.
Does it concern you at all that this used one has basically half as many hours as the one that we're junking?
Yes, it's about the best used one we found. But it does have 4,000 hours.
And you're pretty sure it's still available?
So far, they have not indicated that it's not to us.
Because part of me was like, you know, we've had this current one for how many years now? 40?
Almost 40
How many
years.
hours on that one? 8?
8,000.
Shoot, we could never afford. Shoot, that's 200.
So in 20 years, if history repeats itself, you're replacing this thing again. So this is my only holdup on it. Today, yeah, if we just want to get by, I think the used one makes sense. Longevity, for me, the new one makes the most sense, getting you 40 years. Because it's going to cost you more than $120,000 in 20 years to update a machine again.
Yes.
And that's not taking into account any repair bills that you could or are probably going to have on that used piece of equipment. So
Yeah, the current grader in 1988, we bought for $65,000. And it had just under 1,000 hours on it. So, and it was only a year old. So it was a good buy. But it has been taken up to Fort Dodge for some repair work a couple of times. So there are repairs that are needed on them.
Even if we get a new one, we'll have repairs, I assume. That's just
In time.
hopefully we have repairs so we're not replacing. Just normal maintenance at least.
Randy, I know at the last meeting when we talked about, you know, this is a lot of money, no matter how if it's 203 or 330, whatever. This is coming out of road use tax. And I know, I think Aaron maybe asked you what our balance was, $4 million or something. How much of that is not committed? Like, does this put us in a bind, spending $200,000 or $300,000?
Actually, where the road use tax fund sits as of now, there shows a balance of about 4.9 million. We had projected during budget preparation that the end of next fiscal year would end with about 4 million. And then factoring in the current capital improvement plan at about 1.8 million, you'd end up with 2 million in the balance of the road use tax. Of course, the capital improvement plan is not a firm commitment, but it's your projection on expenditure of road use tax funds.
So like the Clark Street project or some of these big ones that we've got coming down the pike, these uncommitted funds would flow forward to those.
Yep. Mhm.
So I'm gonna put some faith in you, and I'll make a motion to buy the 203 one. Randy?
Is there a second?
Which one you're talking about?
He's talking about the used.
The used one that Randy wants,
That he recommends.
the one that he recommends.
Is there a second? Or do we have some more questions that we need to?
I have a question. So Randy, what is on the new one then? Are you looking at this, the 670p for 327? Because it has the joystick, or do you want?
I would say either the 670p, yes, that's the recommended one for new. Could either go with the 327, which has the engine transmission and hydraulic system warranty, or the 330 that would have the full machine warranty.
For the 5 years or 2,000 hours?
Yep.
Is that the difference on, up above, there's a JD 670P also at 327.9. Is the difference the warranty on those then, the 3,000?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you suggesting the 203 one versus a brand new one?
Well, mostly for the amount of use it gets.
Yeah.
It's 200 hours a year. Certainly, a new one would be great. I mean, it'd be a great thing, but it's a lot of money, and for the 200-hour use.
So I guess barring any more questions, my motion still stands, yeah.
Is there a second?
On the fence.
Right, no second at
No
this
second.
time. You will, okay,
On the used one?
okay, yeah,
Right.
that's fine, we're on the 203,000. With a motion and a second, Jason and Deb seconded, let's have a roll call vote, please.
Taylor?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Dirks?
No.
Bauer?
No.
Seaman?
No.
Motion fails 3-3.
All right, and,
I have a question on this. How do we get him a road, how do we get, now that this is off the agenda, like, how do we get him a motor grader replacement, I guess?
Just make a motion for another one.
we'd make a motion for another
I
one.
just
It's not
want-
off yet, so.
So longevity, this is where I'm stuck, is on longevity of it and the warranty side of things. They're probably $200 an hour labor, you got transportation cost. I mean, when you start getting the 4,000 or 5,000 hours on it, you're getting the points where you're having wear issues. You got bearings, bushings, do you have a motor issue later on? That's why I'm more for that new one versus a used one. You're probably, most repairs on something like this, I'm guessing it's probably at least $5,000 or $10,000. Or if you have an engine, that's gonna be 30 or 40. So, then you start narrowing that gap and you still have a machine that's got 4,000 or 5,000 hours on it. So,
I guess I'm on it. This thing is used for 10 days in an entire year. So this thing sits there, right? Like new machinery that sits there does not do. I used to have a master gunny that we had to start up our Amtrak so the Amtrak bugs didn't come, right? And I was always like, man, why do we start these things up? They have a calendar, like they're not here on 96s and everything. New equipment that sits just doesn't do well. It's just, we know it doesn't do well. So we're using this thing less than, 10 days in a year. And so that's why I'm kind of like, this brand new thing, like, I guess that's kind of where I'm at. I think I'm with you, Randy. Like this thing just kind of sits there. They use it.
What worries me is 4,000 hours, we don't know what those were like. Were they easy hours or tough hours?
Right.
That's a problem we have. And what, 1 year warranty, did you say?
Yes, yes.
Has anyone looked at this 2003 one? I assume that somebody, or the I assume that
We did.
a certified mechanic has looked at this and given it a,
Yeah, well, it's through a dealer, so
Okay.
it's been dealer reconditioned.
it's been dealer reconditioned,
So,
it's,
but we don't know. As far as the use, I just, to clarify that a little bit, certainly 200 hours is the average through the life of the current one, but it's more likely used every week,
okay.
except in the winter where it's used more often. You know, we have alleys to grade and a few gravel road miles to grade. So it gets moved probably weekly to do those, but not a lot of hours a day during.
How many people operate this machine? Does everybody, or is there one or two? or-
There's a couple that operate it mostly,
Okay.
yes.
And you said you talked to them and you think they prefer the joystick. In your opinion, is that a good thing, a bad thing, or is it just, hey, that'd be cool to have a joystick? Or would it be better to have the steering wheel, or?
We've got one employee that had operated both.
Okay.
And he said that when he went into a joystick, never driven it before, said it was very easy to
Okay.
get familiar with it. And so they went that way. On the Caterpillar company, they don't even, the only thing they make are joysticks.
Really?
They have no steering wheels on any of theirs anymore. So, you know, I leaned on them to say, what do you think you need? Because we've got, in John Deere, you've got two choices, same motor grader, two different ways. And they settled on the joystick one.
Is there a bigger potential for mechanical issues with the joystick versus the steering wheel, or is it?
Unknown.
Okay.
Well, joystick is champagne taste on a beer budget. Like, I mean, I've never even bought a new car for this exact reason. Like, you know what I mean? And that's just my, like, if this thing's gonna work, it's coming from a dealership, it's certified from, like, a certified pre-owned vehicle. There should be no reason why this thing doesn't just last just as long as a brand new one.
If you ask, I mean to interrupt, but if you ask Scott, it is not the county, all their road graders are now joystick operators, aren't they not? They got rid of the steering wheels too.
The city also, Randy, I believe, looked at two of our motor graders that we're getting ready to trade in. They were too big. Ours are 450,000 brand new, but they were too big because we were trying to, they know ours are well maintained. And it would have been way cheaper than this, than what they're looking at, but they were just too big otherwise.
But I'm saying, though, the county has gone, they have
Newest
completely
one is
switched to
joysticks.
all the joysticks. For
Scott, how many
simple-
hours, how many hours are on the county machine when you guys trade them?
They're usually 20 years old, Kyle. I don't know how many hours.
13.
13,000.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
But again, ours are heavier duty and they were too big for to fit in the alleys in the downtown area. Ours have 16-foot blades. I don't know what this one is.
Well,
Yeah, so I mean, ours, we tried to make it work, but it
How
was,
often do you buy a new one, do you know? You got a lot
we're
more
getting
grade.
2 this year in July. Next month, we're getting 2, but we have a rotation. It's 1 or 2 every year,
New or used?
all brand new.
All brand new.
With the
Have you ever
factory,
purchased a used?
with the factory warranty, and we have 13 currently that have routes, and we have 3 backups.
Do you guys, when you guys look at this, are you taking into consideration what your average maintenance cost or repair bills on these
Yes.
are? What do you spend?
We do most of the maintenance ourselves. Very seldom do we have to put one on a lowboy and have it go to Fort Dodge.
Yep.
Scott, how many hours are on that, on one of your machines for a county on an annual basis? If we're using 200, what's the county using?
I would say over 1,000 or close to 1,000, and that's between their daily grading routes in the summer. They've got a rotation they do, and the snowstorms.
Okay.
Actually surprises me it's not more. Seems like.
There's 850 miles of granular we maintain, so that's snowstorm and the regular.
Right, so each one of these is maintaining 70 miles of road, right? Each grader.
They
is
have
30.
routes, correct?
Right, and so that's,
There's 13 routes.
So you trade about every 20 years, you said?
No, the oldest ones that we'll be trading in are 20 years.
Are
old.
20 years
Yeah.
old.
I love the idea when your guys came and test drove ours on the gravel roads parallel with the railroad tracks, but And they were honest and said, this is way more than we need. And the prices were gonna be way cheaper on a 20-year-old machine that you know the history of, that hasn't been used at a landfill or wherever, where it's just been used on gravel roads.
Anybody's mind changed yet? Well,
I'll make a motion on a new one just for the longevity of it for the city, if we keep this for 40 years, and the warranty aspect of it.
Which one, the joystick or
The joystick one, if that's what our employees feel comfortable with, I think that's very important for the operators.
The extended warranty one?
One repair, you pay for that extended warranty.
Yeah.
I mean,
3,000.
so you want the $3,000, okay.
Yeah.
Everyone understands what you're, or is there a second to that?
I'll second.
All right, Kyle and Carolyn seconded. Roll call, please.
So
And-
the one that you're talking about is the one that's memo priced at $330,900?
yes. And this would be selling the used one on Gov Deals.
Okay.
So it's a 670P?
Yep.
Okay.
Are you selling this, is this one they were gonna sell to somebody in Kansas?
We had arranged that Kansas Tractor Parts would purchase it. They made an offer on it for $5,000.
But we're gonna try and sell it on Gov Deals instead?
We sure can.
I mean, I think the worst case scenario, they're still gonna buy this thing for probably $5,000.
They are interested in it at this point. I don't know, after we go through Gov Deals, they expressed an interest, but
So we sell it on Gov Deals and get $7,000 or $8,000 out of it.
And the $5,000, they were gonna do all the transportation, we don't have to mess with.
yes.
All right, everybody clear on the motion? Roll call, please.
Seaman?
Yes.
Dirk?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes.
Coster?
No.
Bauer?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Randy, let's keep going with you. ULV mosquito sprayer purchase.
Thank you, Mayor.
$300,000.
Not this one.
Not yet.
The next year's budget includes funding in the amount of $22,000 to replace the mosquito sprayer. It is a 1990 model. Once again, repair parts are getting unable to be found for it. It is currently working, however. We have provided some price quotations. Clark Mosquito is the brand that we currently have, and that is the one that's the lower of the price quotations at $23,500. We plan on selling this unit, or we would propose to sell it on Gov Deals. And then hopefully that'll make up the difference between the budgeted amount, 22, and the 23.5 price. So unless there are any questions, I'd recommend purchase of the mosquito sprayer from Clark Mosquito Control at $23,500.
Randy, how many times a year do we spray?
It really varies. We have had as few as 2, and we have had as many as probably every 10 days for 3 months.
What dictates that, the weather?
Well, yeah, it's the mosquito hatch.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's the mosquito, the weather contributes to the mosquito hatch too.
Yeah, okay. How soon, we haven't sprayed yet this year, have we?
No.
Okay.
They teach you that at college?
No, now I know though, I wrote it down.
So Randy, this is in the new year budget, so you're just getting approval. Are you gonna wait and order it after July 1? Or are you gonna order it because you need to get it in?
We'd like to get it in for use, right away this year, but we would pay for it in next fiscal year.
Okay.
How long would it take to get one if we ordered it tomorrow?
They had, earlier in the year, they had indicated of 10 days.
Okay,
As the season approaches, maybe a little bit longer.
okay.
So July 1st is their new budget, right?
Yeah.
So they're willing to ship it without getting paid after July 1st?
Yeah.
Okay.
No questions? Any more?
Randy's got such a trustful face.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, let's go.
Second, third, whatever.
Seconded, roll call, please.
Coster,
Yes.
Dirks.
Yes.
Seaman,
Yes.
Atherton.
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
All right, West Central Iowa Rural Water Association, Randy.
Thank you, Mayor. West Central has made another request to provide water service within 2 miles of the corporate limits. This request is at 18493 Kitty Hawk Avenue. Your options are similar to last meeting or the same. Not respond within 75 days, or within the 75 days, request more time to study, waive the right to provide water service, or reserve the right to provide water service. I'd recommend that you consider waiver of the right to provide water service to this location.
So moved.
Second?
Jason made the motion, Jeff seconded, roll call, please.
Dirks.
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Seaman,
Yes.
Atherton.
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Coster.
I need to abstain for family.
Motion is approved.
All right, the committee reports, of course, are available for everyone. No specific comments from the mayor. How about from the council tonight?
I would, sorry. Chief, I would just like to ask if you could just, because for people watching, I know you and I have had conversations about scooters, that all of that. I know you're working on a plan, but I've had a lot of people reach out to me, and there's been a lot on Facebook about these scooters in town and not following any of the laws posted as far as stop signs, et cetera. So maybe you could just address that you're working on it.
Yeah, we are working on the biggest thing is it's gonna be an education piece from the parents. You can tell an 8-year-old they need to follow traffic code, but what 8-year-old knows traffic code? So it really falls on the parents to teach the kids, you gotta stop at intersections, watch your speed on sidewalks, watch out for pedestrians. So we'll have an ordinance that'll be coming. It's not gonna do a lot of restriction as far as age limits, but it's gonna add the e-bikes and the scooters, electric scooters, to our current bike ordinance that we have, which restricts them on sidewalks in the downtown business district. Talks about following traffic code and all those ones too. So public health is doing a big push starting this week. It's some type of bike safety week. So they're doing a big push on social media, and we're doing a lot of sharing with their information that's out there too. So there's a lot of them, that's for sure, and the kids just don't know their safety, and it's going to result.
Do we have like a helmet ordinance on these motorized like scooters? Like, I know we have them on mopeds. We have
On a helmet one?
Yeah,
No,
like
and
a
there's no helmet requirement on a moped or a motorcycle or anything in the
I
state of
guess
Iowa.
that's a question for you, Aaron. I mean, these motorized scooters are going as fast as a moped, and I see a kid without a helmet.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of them.
And I know when you wear a moped, I assume the city ordinance says that if you're under, or what ordinance says that they have, something says that when they have to wear a helmet, or is that just on the parent?
It's just on the parent. There's no helmet ordinance in Iowa.
Oh, so my kid could get on his moped? Whoa.
There's only about-
Hopefully he's not listening.
Yes, you
There's
can.
only about 3 or 4 states that
There's a
that
few
don't have a
states,
helmet
yeah.
law.
Okay.
We're one of them.
I see Storm Lake's bringing this up.
They are, and the
A lot of
metros are
places
too,
are.
and so I
What was the
haven't,
other
a lot of the metro ones, Waukee
Okay.
just did one at Clive, and I have an ordinance prepared, and I was gonna hopefully have it, but then there was more that were coming out recently in the metro area, so we're trying to review them before
Wasn't there
we
just
finalize
something on the
something.
police chief's listserv
There
in the last couple
was, yeah,
weeks?
and Clive just passed something, and then Waukee or Weston one was a few weeks before that, so we're trying to piece some of their ordinances into things that fit for us.
Well, then I'll use my public time. I urge parents, these e-bikes and these e-scooters, they move as fast as mopeds. Please have your children put on a helmet. I got 14-year-olds running around my house that all the time they don't want to wear a helmet because it's not cool or whatever. But it's really not cool when you come screaming down on a little e-bike that nobody can see you, or a scooter, and you get hit. I mean, you know what I mean? It's the difference
Historically,
between
our bike accidents are usually the fault of the bicyclist, not the motor vehicle operator.
So parents, please, I urge you guys to ensure that these kids, I understand when they're 18, they can do what they want, but I urge you to have them wear some type of safety helmet or something like that.
Brad, have you had many complaints? I've noticed a couple times on Highway 30, these e-bikes in the traveled lane, the inside lane, just like a motorcycle.
Complaints, not so much. By ordinance, they can operate on the roadways. It doesn't say which lane, I think it's confusing, and you're right though, but they're still not following traffic codes when they're in the travel portion, and it's adults also.
Right.
I followed adults from Casey's to Main Street and then went south.
They were adults, the ones that I saw.
There's a lot, it's all, we try to stop them, and education is the biggest part of it, because most 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, even a lot of 14-year-olds have no idea of traffic codes, so they don't know stopping at stop signs and following one-way signs and things like that.
And some of these e-bikes will go as fast as a motorcycle. My son's begging me to buy him a 65 mile an hour. You know,
they're 20 plus
absolutely
miles
not.
an
You
hour.
know?
Sounds like a great idea.
It sounds like a terrible idea.
Brad, do you see this ordinance having any restrictions tied to it or any penalty tied to it if they do not obey?
There currently is penalty in our bike code. The biggest thing is I think people are looking for is a restriction on age, and from what I'm seeing across the state, that's not occurring. I don't even know if we could put an age restriction on it.
So if I run a stop sign,
you still have to, so you have under the traffic code would be your stop sign violation. And that's through state code, is that all bicycles, and we'll add the e-bikes and everything else to that.
Is that at any age, or is there?
At any age.
I just think it's important for parents,
I don't know how
parents
we
to
issue
know. I think if they've got to pay something out of pocket, the education may go a little bit further.
Correct, yeah. That's the biggest thing, is getting parents to educate the kids. And we call them the bike rodeos, we've done them at the schools. The officers have been at some Bible camps this week doing some education, and there's, like I said, Maggie Polly at Public Health is doing a big push this week too, so stuff's out
Can we
there.
put something out on our Facebook page? I don't know who's in charge of it. Like, parents, please have your children wear helmets when they're on these
We just put one out today, and it talks
Did you?
about helmets and.
Yeah, if we
and
can just
following
make sure
codes.
that, I don't know if we can get it on our.
We can forward theirs from there.
Yeah, if we can kind of get it on, I don't know, especially during the warm weather, if we get it pumping through their heads that like, it's only, you're right, because it's only a matter of time before.
It is.
Can the helmet requirement be put on our ordinance or not?
I'd have to do some research on that before I give you an answer.
Because I think it should be, I guess, if it can be, certainly at least explored.
Yeah, we can look into it, I just don't have a good answer.
Ironically, I was about this far from bringing up the same thing.
Mhm.
I thought about it and I decided I was gonna wait and.
It's
ask
almost,
Brad, maybe
it's
talk
almost
to
a
him
daily
already,
occurrence where we'll get a call,
Yeah.
or an officer will get stopped at Walmart or whatever, and they'll bring it up to
There's a
them.
9-year-old kid without a helmet going 55 miles an hour.
Correct, yeah.
It's like-
The reason I was gonna bring it up is 1,000% is the increase in injuries in Des Moines. I saw that on the news this morning. And that's why I was thinking about doing it tonight. I'm glad you did.
An 8-year-old died in a bike accident, got hit by a truck today in Des Moines.
I saw that, yeah.
We just had a pedestrian struck leaving a business by an adult riding a scooter today. Minor injuries, but
You got a
That's good
question?
discussion.
You got a question?
Sure.
You got a question?
Yes, sir.
I was just gonna ask, aren't street legal e-bikes supposed to be limited to going 28 mile an hour?
there's some restrictions based off of it's called class 1, 2, or 3. And if it's a class 1 or 2, there's speed restrictions and there's no license requirement. If it's a class 3, then it requires a license, a vehicle license, a driver's license, sorry. So yeah, there is restrictions currently in the state, and our city ordinance that I'll be proposing here, hopefully at the next council meeting, will represent that also.
I did have an adult just this last weekend at Main Street and Highway 30. I was sitting at the stoplight. He pulled up on the right side of me. The light turned green. He shot out in front of me.
Right past you,
in front of
yeah.
me, Went down a little ways, slowed down and made a left-hand turn.
Yeah, yeah, it's not just kids, it's adults
If
too.
these are adults, you can only imagine what our kids are doing. That's how I look at it. So thank you, Brad. Thank you. And thank you for bringing it up, Deb.
Comments from the city manager.
Not tonight.
All right, how about an adjournment? Motion
So moved.
by Jason.
Second.
Jeff, seconded. Roll call.
Thanks, Scott.
Seaman?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Coster?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes.
Howard?
Yes.